LorcanaHQ is currently holding a tournament that the top 8 is playing their matches right now, and this deck here went 5-0 in Swiss matchup, the only undefeated deck. Let's take a quick look at it. There's 4 copies of Stitch New Dog. This is the basic 1-cost inkable 2/2, but also provides a shift target for Stitch Rockstar. Next is 4 copies of Simba Protective Cub, which gives access to Bodyguard, forcing the opponent to challenge him before challenging our other characters. Phil, Trainer of Heroes, is in here at 4 copies. This has been a card I've been seeing more and more with his support ability, letting us add his 3 strength to another character when he quests. There's 4 copies of Ariel Spectacular Singer, which while we only run one 5-cost song, we run 2 other songs, and her ability to look at the top 4 cards for a song provides great flexibility. Another card that has been popping up more is 3 copies of Mr. Smee, which has the highest willpower of any 3-cost or less card with 5. This makes opponents commit multiple little characters or a big character, while with 2 strength we have the flexibility to take out a lower character without losing him. The only ramp card here is 4 copies of Mickey Mouse Detective, which lets us put the top card of the deck into the inkwell. Next is some of the best healing and draw power in the game, 4 copies of Rapunzel gifted with healing. Not much more to say with Rapunzel, she's just an excellent card. There's 4 copies of Maleficent Uninvited, who is tied for the most willpower by a 5-cost or less card with 6, and is also one of only 3 5-cost or less cards that quest for 3. She is an absolute powerhouse, and I'm glad to be seeing her in more and more decks. We only run 12 total 1 and 2 costs, but there are still 4 copies of Stitch Rockstar. This card is just such good draw support and is another 3-lore quester. There are also 4 copies of Robin Hood Unrivaled Archer, which is the only card with evasive, but also adds that when played, if the opponent has more cards than you get to draw a card. For more draw support, the deck is running 4 copies of Stitch Carefree Surfer, which when played, if there's 2 or more other characters on our side, we get to draw a card. The other top-end character is Hades' Infernal Schemer, which is just great removal, letting us put an opposing character in their inkwell when he is played. Onto actions, and we start off with 4 copies of You Have Forgotten Me, which makes each opponent discard 2 cards. This card can be great mid to late game when the opponent's hand is much smaller, potentially putting them in top deck mode. The first song is 3 copies of Be Our Guest, which lets us look at the top 4 of the deck and put a character in our hand. Next is 2 copies of Part of Your World. This card lets us put a character from the discard pile into our hand. It's 3 costs, so characters like Mr. Smee or Mickey Mouse can sing this for free. Then we can get a needed piece from discard like Rapunzel to do some healing. The final card is 4 copies of Let It Go. This is another piece of removal, letting us put a chosen character into that player's inkwell. This is also a 5-cost song, so our Singer 5 Ariel can sing this for free. What are your overall thoughts on this deck list? Any changes that you would make? And how far do you see this going?